This is going to be trouble. On your guards, everyone. Watch this.
How do you switch Ajiton again?
Much appreciated.
Wrong button. Monsters are huge enemies that are quite unlike normal soldiers. When you're near a monster, its HP and weaknesses will be displayed at the top of the screen. Monsters are protected by 4 barriers. Barriers can be destroyed using attacks that correspond to the weakness, or by using an awakened attack. Destroying a barrier will inflict an armor break. While a monster's armor is broken, it will be unable to act. Approach it and press X to perform a critical rush and cause it to lose 1 HP. Each time an armor break is triggered, you can get rare resources. The icons on the right of the monster's HP gauge indicate how many HP gauges it has remaining. Depleting the monster's HP gauge or gauge, I always say gauge and people say it's not how you're supposed to say it, will remove 1 icon and fully restore its HP. Once all icons have been removed and its HP gauge is depleted, the monster will be immobilized. Approach the monster and press X to finish off with the critical rush. All right.
Force. You'll never defeat it alone.
All the numbers in the world won't save you. I am here to aid you.
Bet. Oh my word, that damage, Edelgard. I gotta remember about these, whatchamacalls. I keep forgetting them. There goes that one. I'd like to switch to rope. Ow. Alright, really quick. Orders. Hey, guys. Get over here.
I will see my...
There's not a question of can. Leave this to me.
Get him. Oh, wait, I took off the Ajiton thing. How'd I do that? It was definitely a mistake. Well, nothing to it but to do it. No, you don't. Get grounded. Easy. Oh, it's dead. I thought I'd have to break all of them.
Defeated a demonic beast? Impossible. Talus isn't going to like this at all. You'll pay for this. You'll all pay.
That was easier than I expected it to be.
That snake escaped. But still, Monica is safe, and that's what matters.
Oh yeah, I guess I could have just done the all-out offensive option. Yo, 21 seconds to spare, let's go. I did not think that thing would die that fast. That was lucky. Yeah, I forgot about the all-out offensive thing. I just selected both of them to go there. You undid your Ajitant by pressing Y. It's A to swap. I couldn't remember which one was which, so I must have hit the wrong one by mistake. Prygeo, welcome to stream. Hello to anyone else who's shown up in chat. Glad to have you. S-rank boys. Let's go. Easy level up. You get so much HP. Man, this is making me want to play 3 houses again. No HP up. Both defenses, though. I'll take that. Magic over strength is unfort.
Any experience is worth having.
Bow, 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 bow.
I am the noble standard.
What a bad level up. What are you doing, Ferdinand? He's done it.
I won't let myself stop here.
Whoever would have expected that you would be the MVP. Okay. Wrath Strike is getting close to leveling up. Love to see that. Oh, I should have been... Dude, I gotta remember the durability attacks. I should have been trying Hubert's Miasma and Nosferatu. That probably would have made playing as him a little bit better. It definitely, when I realized, like, oh, hey, I should use durability stuff as Edelgard, it made her stuff a lot smoother. I gotta keep that in mind. Yo, look at these rank ups.
Hey, new power. All right.
Carpe diem, huh? Learning combat arts, magic, and abilities. When a unit's class level increases, they can gain new combat arts, magic, and abilities. These acquisitions can differ between units, even for those within the same class. Manage them from the convoy menu. There's so much.
Who knew this power slept within?
I imagine this will serve me well.
I need more strength than this.
Yes, give me all of the things. Some weapons have attributes. Attributes come into effect when that weapon is equipped. There are several different types. Multiples of the same weapon can have different attributes. Battles with a high recommended level will afford you greater chances of acquiring a weapon with good attributes. However, some weapons will always have the same attribute. All right. Quality material, Venom Edge +2. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Yes, give me all of the things. All of the carrots. Wonderful. I'm loaded.
thought I would never breathe fresh air again for as long as I lived. I'm not sure what to say except, thank you, everyone.
How did you end up in such an awful place, Monica? I heard you went missing in House Ox territory.
I did indeed. In fact, I was on the verge of graduation when I was kidnapped by the strangest people. Oh, how silly of me not to introduce myself. I'm Monica von Ox. I'm the eldest child of Baron Ox, and one of your Highness's most loyal subjects. Seeing as you saved my life, I plan to devote that very life back to helping your cause.
You've not changed at all, though I do appreciate the enthusiasm.
Monica was a Black Eagle in last year's class. One might say she's part of the old guard.
I'm not sure how I feel about you calling people old.
Yes. I think I understand. This all began when the knights lost sight of the bandits and you gave chase. Afterward, you entered a suspicious fortress and rescued a missing student. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll be sure to smooth things over for you once we're back.
Sounds good. But, why are you even here, Alois?
Because the knights sent for help after you left them behind. Did you expect anything different? Not that I'm trying to lay blame at your feet. I know you were following Professor Yuritsa's lead, so I think everyone involved can head home knowing they did just swell. For as you know, all swell that ends swell.
Yuritsa is me.
Still, I find this a rather grave turn of events.
Do you, Random Knight of Saros number 47? Your opinion means a lot to me, so please, talk further.
To think the same bandits who attacked our charges were behind another student's abduction.
I never said I was kidnapped by bandits.
You didn't?
Now that I think on it, not everyone in that fortress was dressed like a common rogue. Perhaps the bandits were mere decoys while some other villain pulled strings behind the scenes.
Yeah, there was one real piece of work. Kronya, I think, who managed to escape. I've seen all kinds of people as a mercenary, and she was definitely not your everyday bandit.
You're on the right path. Perhaps I should just tell you who kidnapped me, seeing as I already know.
What? Why didn't you mention this earlier?
Everyone was busy speculating, so it was difficult to cut in.
What do you know, child? Out with it.
Her Highness can vouch for this, but my memory is quite strong.
Try remarkable. You never forget a face, even one seen only at a glance.
Your Highness, thank you for the compliment. I'm certain of what I saw. The one who kidnapped me was surely Tomas, the librarian.
Tomas? Impossible!
But Tomas has been at Garreg Mach even longer than I have. I don't want to believe it, but based on what you say, we've no choice but to investigate.
But Sir Alois...
Be on guard. If Tomas is in league with Kronya, he is dangerous.
Very well. I will quietly report the matter to Lady Rhea and leave the decision in her hands. Not a word of this to anyone. Is that clear?
Well, now things are getting interesting. Honestly, did not see this coming. So what do you make of this Kronya? Why do you think she was at the fortress?
You seemed preoccupied with her during the battle. She a friend of yours?
Sadly, I wouldn't know. My memory is but a shadow at this point. Gone, vanished, lost. I remember meeting you, but before that, nothing at all.
It's just amnesia all around. Every dang time.
And yet, the moment I saw her, I was struck with the most inexplicable feeling. I couldn't tell you if it was revulsion or affection. It was simply pure emotion.
And here I thought I had it tough.
Are you worried about me? How adorable! Oh, but I do love that about you.
And so, the Archbishop has elected to apprehend Tomas.
He has been away from Garreg Mach for days now. During his absence, an investigation of his behavior and personal effects laid bare his hostility to the church.
Is this... I guess this is gonna... I thought that this was just gonna be like a small little, contained, maybe even a what-if scenario set during the Three Houses time skip. But it looks like this is a full-on what-if, like, alternate universe. Hey, look, instead of Byleth becoming a teacher, this character became a student. And then, like, they're playing out the Three Houses story differently? I'm really interested to see what the heck they're doing with this, because it's not what I was expecting.
The knights have been instructed to await his return and take him in. As quietly as possible, of course.
We want him alive, so we might discover the whereabouts of his associates.
I'm glad they actually believed me.
If they doubted you, you would have known it the moment they clapped you in irons and led you away.
So who is this Tomas guy anyway? You say he works in the library?
He does. I've lost track of how many times I've spoken to the man.
No surprise, Lynn. You practically live at the library. So what did he look like again? Is he the big, burly one?
Burly? Not even close. He's a frail old man with a walking stick.
From what I understand, he's been at Garreg Mach for 40 years, at least. It is hard to imagine that he had been plotting evil that whole time. I wonder what led to his transformation.
Transformation? Would someone not be noticing if Tomas changed his appearance?
He meant a mental transformation, not a physical one. Tomas must have changed his mind about the church at some point.
I am excited to have learning of this strange new expression. I must be thanking you.
If they were really worried about transformations, you'd expect they would turn their gaze to you. Good to know they're nice enough not to do so.
So, this Tomas person sent the bandits after us? What an awful man. We're lucky to be alive.
I bet he's just really upset and misunderstood by the fact that his parents forgot to put an H in his name, so even though he's supposed to be Thomas, people keep calling him Tomas. Which sounds like he has moss on his toes, which must be really unfortunate.
You're one to talk, Bernadetta. You weren't even there.
Yes, you were not having reason to fear for your continued living. You're right! Everyone, pipe down. Something's happening outside.
Are they ready at the gates?
Yes, sir. Every exit is covered.
Well, well, it sounds like Tomas has returned. I don't know why I know this, but you need to get out there, and quickly.
Where are you going?
There he is!
That man down there.
Lady Rhea wants to speak with you. I suggest you accept.
This doddering persona of mine will benefit me no further.
What is this?
Familiar, right?
Jimmy Neutron? But bad?
Such hubris from mere vermin. You will pay for this.
Find him!
Right!
What he did was just like...
Alright.
Prologue. The Shadows of Adrestia.
How many prologues they got?
Upon his return to Garreg Mach, the humble Tomas shapeshifts and flees, and not even the Knights of Ceres's most concerted efforts can track down the erstwhile librarian. Meanwhile, Edelgard seizes upon Monica's rescue as a chance to start down a radically different path than she had originally planned.
Things went like clockwork with Monica.
Interesting. Radically different. When they say radically different, I wonder if... By the way, I love that Geralt is still the narrator for this game. That's really nice, even though he's not, like, our character's dad like he is in the other game. But I wonder if the game is basically saying right there, radically different. Like, her plan that she does in 3 Houses is the one that she's doing differently. And so now this is just straight up like a, hey, dude, listen. Instead of trying to, like, fit a game into 3 Houses lore, we just made a completely different game by, like, doing our own spin on it. Which, honestly, I'd be super down for. That sounds cool. So I'm very, very interested to see how this plays out. Also, I guess now I'm kind of understanding... Monica and Kronya aren't the same person. Maybe in 3 Houses, Monica was, like, killed off screen, and Kronya posed as her for a bit. And now they're saying in this version of the 3 Houses story, since Edelgard had the opportunity to save Monica before she could, like, be replaced by Kronya, that's why she's doing things differently. I guess we'll see what happens, won't we? I guess we'll see.
Thanks to Professor Yuritsa playing his part so ably. And equally to those arrogant fools for letting their guards down.
I doubt we will see such fortune next time.
Next time? Oh, don't tell me.
The moment has come to take matters into our own hands at the Imperial capital. This is our chance to finally be rid of them.
But, Lady Edelgard, we aren't ready. We'll need an entire host to keep them in check.
And we have one. The Church.
Forgive my impertinence, but that is not the plan.
You are the man who once told me to leave no sword in its scabbard.
Yes, but one must also take care not to wound themselves when unsheathing it. I am sorry, milady, but this plan is ill-advised. I cannot support it. And even if I were to ignore common sense and go along, it still throws our future plans into disarray.
I thought you devised countermeasures to deal with the Church. Use them.
But those were meant for... Very well. Are you absolutely certain this is the path?
I am anything but certain. Yet the bandit attack in the mountains created an opportunity we cannot ignore. And I doubt the appearance of this new mercenary is simple coincidence. Plans can be rewritten, Hubert. Either we're doing this, or we're not. Will you sit around and wait for a miracle? Or will you help me seize control of my fate?
I am with you, Lady Edelgard. As ever. Then let us walk forward on this path, and see where it takes us.
I apologize for bringing this to you on such short notice, Archbishop.
I wanted to see if hiding the UI would just get rid of the, like, auto-advanced view log thing at the bottom, but not the subtitles. But it gets rid of all of it, so.
Not at all, Edelgard. But might I ask, what prompted this sudden desire to return to Inbar?
We believe one of Tomas's collaborators may have infiltrated the capital.
My word!
Tomas tended the library at Garreg Mach for decades, with nary a blemish on his record. And then, without warning, he drops his disguise and reveals himself to be a vile sorcerer of terrible ability. Someone at the capital also fits that pattern. A man we know all too well.
And who might that be?
My uncle, and regent of the Empire, Bokhard von Arundel.
His lordship briefly defected from the Empire before reappearing several years later. But he returned a changed man, and began seizing power almost immediately. Witnesses claim he wields dark magic in secret, and is able to change his appearance at will.
That does sound suspicious, if these witnesses can be believed.
I would ask that you do believe them, as the information comes from my own House Vestra.
I see. And when you return to the capital, how do you propose to deal with this uncle of yours?
Lord Arundel has the support of a number of influential nobles, including the Prime Minister, Duke Eyre. And while we have allies of our own, it's likely they'll require some convincing. To that end, we wish to bring our friends here at the Academy, their daughters and sons, with us under the supervision of Professor Yuritsa.
We hoped you would consider deploying the Knights of Seiros. So the Imperial Army doesn't get any strange ideas.
You wish to march on the Empire? With the Church's knights at your back?
Your support would give credence to our claims.
Additionally, the knights would keep the populace in check upon our arrival, thereby preventing the city from descending into utter chaos.
The more I hear of this, the more credible the threat sounds.
It's clear you have thought carefully and planned well.
We intend to seize the palace with our own forces, and we'll do our utmost to contain the conflict there. But we still need your help. Please.
I have 2 conditions. The first, when you capture Lord Arundel, he is to be turned over to the knights at once. The second, our knights are not to engage in battle directly.
I would have it no other way.
Step lightly, Edelgard. Should these claims about Lord Arundel prove false, we will take action accordingly. Make no mistake as to who will be held accountable.
Understood. But please know we have nothing to gain from deceiving the Church.
Very well. I will summon the knights and let you instruct them as to your plan. May the goddess watch over you all.